Cain and Abel, the first blood of humanity. At the very dawn of human history, before kings, before cities, there were two brothers, Cain and Abel. They were the firstborn children of the first people, Adam and Eve. One tilled the soil, the other tended sheep, and between them, envy flared, a fire that would burn far beyond their time. Cain worked the land. Day after day, he battled the earth, fought weeds, prayed for rain. His hands were cracked, his clothes thick with dust. Abel lived among the flock. He knew every sheep by heart. His labor was quiet, tender, but no less important. One day, both brothers brought offerings to God. Abel chose the best he had, the firstborn of his flock, unblemished and pure. He gave it freely, from the heart. Cain in turn brought fruit from his harvest, but not the finest. He gave what was convenient, not what was cherished. God accepted Abel's offering. Cain's he did not, and that silence from heaven was enough to shatter a soul. Cain's heart filled with fire, not just anger, but jealousy, humiliation, a bitter wound. Why him? Cain asked in silence. Why not me? God saw his turmoil and spoke. If you do what is right, won't you be accepted? But if you do not, sin is crouching at your door. It desires you, but you must rule over it. But Cain turned inward. He didn't want peace. He wanted to be chosen. Time passed, and then one day when no one else was near, the brothers stood alone in a field. No voices, no witnesses, just the two of them, and the weight between them. Cain lifted a stone and struck. Once. That was enough. Abel collapsed. No scream, no struggle, only silence. It was the first murder, the first human death, not by accident, but by envy. When God called out to Cain, "Where is your brother?" Cain answered coldly, "Am I my brother's keeper?" But the earth had already spoken. The ground had soaked in blood, and it cried out to heaven. "What have you done?" God said. "Your brother's blood cries out to me from the ground." And with that, judgment came. You will no longer harvest from the soil. It will refuse you. You will be a wanderer, a man without a home. Cain trembled. "The punishment is too great," he cried. "Anyone who finds me will kill me." But even now, God did not abandon him. He placed a mark on Cain, not of pride, but of protection, so that no one would harm him. Cain departed to the land of Nod, far from his family, far from his past, far from the blood he spilled. This story is not just a tale from the past, it is a mirror. It shows how envy can grow like a shadow in the heart, how easily resentment can turn to ruin, and how, even in the aftermath of sin, God still watches, not without sorrow, but never without care.